We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Record voter turnout, Twitter layoffs coming, AOC struggling, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Despite Democratic claims of voter suppression that were disputed by the Washington Post, Georgia voters are casting early ballots at a record pace as their state's U.S. Senate race, which remains locked in a near-dead heat, promises to be one of the few likely to determine which party controls the Senate. Georgia entered its third day of early in-person voting on Wednesday, with more than 291,700 ballots already cast. 268,050 in person and 23,690 absentee. That exceeds the totals from the first 2 days of voting in 2020, even though that was a presidential election, and 2018. We're extremely pleased that so many Georgians are able to cast their votes in record numbers and without any reports of substantial delays, said Georgia Secretary of State Brad Ratzpenger. Midterms usually have far lower turnouts than presidential election years. This turnout goes to dispute the lie that has been spread about restrictive voting laws being passed in Georgia. Elon Musk told potential investors that he would cut nearly 75% of Twitter's 7,500 workers if his deal to buy the social media company goes through. The Washington Post reported, citing interviews and documents, Twitter faces major reductions even if Musk doesn't take over. The company's current management intends to slash its payroll by $800 million by the end of 2023. Twitter has also been gearing up to cut back on data centers and other infrastructure it needs to accommodate the more than 200 million daily users, although it still remains to be seen how many of those daily users are actual people and not bots. Those plans help to explain why Twitter officials were eager to sell to Musk, said the Washington Post. Musk's $44 billion bid, though hostile, is a golden ticket for the struggling company. European Union leaders met Thursday for a 2-day summit on how to address an intensifying energy crisis and bring down energy prices. Members of the trading bloc agree on Russia's responsibility for squeezing natural gas supplies and disrupting the oil market with its invasion of Ukraine. But the 27 EU leaders failed in hours of talks to settle disagreements among some of the big member states on imposing a cap on gas prices to counter Russia's ability to shut off gas deliveries whenever it chooses. They did agree to keep pushing for a compromise. There is a strong and unanimously shared determination to act together as Europeans to lower prices, secure supply, and reduce demand, said EU Council President Charles Michel. A now viral clip of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Democrat from New York, made the rounds on Twitter as people across the political spectrum criticized the progressive political figure. On Wednesday, protesters crashed Ocasio-Cortez's town hall meeting in Queens, shouting at her and holding signs. While protesters began chanting, "AOC has got to go," Ocasio-Cortez sat on the stage and pretended to dance to the beat of the chants. Social media users shared the clip as an example of Ocasio-Cortez mocking her constituents in what they saw as a humiliating display. AOC's problems with her constituency appear to be growing as more and more express disapproval at her performance. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms where free speech is respected. We'll see you next time.